Very good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the series of Marketing Research Talks. Today is our second webinar on Pathway to Successful Marketing Research. Last week, we were able to learn practical side of research. Our resource personnel, Mrs. Mihirani, she told us the different avenues available in marketing research. It is not just a subject and it is a profession that one can be taken into many directions. Our resource personnel, Mrs. Meera Disanayake, CEO and Director of Survey Research Lanka Private Limited, is with us today to continue our research talks. Dear Madam, without delaying much, I would like to invite you to continue our research talk. Over to you, ma'am.
The last point we discussed was across the supply chain of a company, from the inception of a company till the product is matured and regrowth stage is at that stage, what are the different types of research that the industry is doing? We spoke a lot about that. So if any volunteers to help me to recall memory about the difference between academic and professional research, and Dr. can probably help me to nominate some volunteers from the batch.
Yes, our senior students, yes, definitely you can join with Madam.
There's no right or wrong answer for anything in our life. So any guess, I would take it as a, correct guess. And that's how we learn in our learning curve. So I would be happy to hear voices from your students. I can see the participants. I probably can invite as well if you like to. Any guess on the difference between academic and professional research?
Academic is more deductive type, which sometimes have a very sequential process. I mean, identical process for the every academic research.
Right, very good. Any thoughts?
But professional will be more deal with the practical ones, and it will be different to each practical study, different methods, different kind of research methods, and it will be very inductive type. It will be based on the researcher. So that's the different icon.
Yeah, very good guess. Yeah, anyone else?
Can you hear, madam?
Yes, we can hear.
Academic research is type of a research. It is a type of systematic investigation, and it is conducting for further knowledge or to improve the existing knowledge about certain area. And the professional research includes some focus on research goals or questions regarding a particular organization or a particular industry. That's my opinion regarding academic and the professional research.
Very true. Very nice. Good. We'll move into the second question with somebody else. So what is the difference between market research and marketing research we discussed last time?
Market research is...
Yes, Arundika, we can hear you.
Is regarding the whole industry, and marketing research will be limited to particular product, or it may be a particular product design or a segment. It is very narrow one, and market research is a very broader one.
Okay. Anyone else wants to take the chance?
Can I, madam?
Yes, we can.
Market research talks about market especially. It is a research pertaining to a particular market, and in marketing research we analyze and research about all the pieces.
Correct. Very true. Yes. So the third question, rather the third area that we discussed, why marketeer need research, right? There are different research objectives. I'm not talking about research objective. There are broad, fundamental two reasons why anyone would do research. Anyone can recall a discussion from last week?
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, we can hear. Nice boy's voice. I was waiting.
Get confirmation on known about market realities.
Yes.
And find unknown market realities.
Very nice. Very good. Right. As it is very simply put in, I'll go to the fourth question. A few examples I would like to hear from you of type of research that we discussed from the last time session. Different types of research we discussed across the from the inception of a business till the product comes to the top stage of the life cycle. So we discussed a couple of research as examples. Anyone can recall? Any volunteer? Doctor, you want to name a person?
Madam, can I?
Yes, Bodhira.
Sometimes companies are doing research regarding market segments before they are placing the product newly, or for newly to the market or a newly product, they are doing some research regarding the market segments. It is one type of research. Another one I can mention the advertising testing. Regarding their profitability or their advertising methods, they are doing some research regarding advertising. Another one I can mention the customer satisfaction and the loyalty. Companies are often doing some research regarding customer satisfaction and the loyalty.
Right, right. Doctor, can you see me now?
No, madam, cannot.
Oh. But you can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But I can see you very well. Anyway, let me see check my camera while I'm continuing the session.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. So very good. I must applaud everyone. All of you seems to be remember the session and aspects that we discussed. Very good. And precisely all the answers that you have given was right. When the recording was shared with you, we go through that and thorough the aspects that we discussed from at the last session. So shall we move on to the session today? if you can remember, I ended the session last time with a promise that we are going to start talking about the research process, starting from the stage research is going to be generated from company side. I'm mostly focusing on companies because all of you are going, majority of you are going to the company side as marketeers. And if you end up being trained to become a assistant brand manager and marketing side, you will be involving in research and you will be end up in writing research briefs on behalf of your superiors, and you will be end up in interacting with research agencies to get research done. Therefore, it's very important when a responsibility is given to you as a fresh individual who's entering into the marketing side in the area, your boss and superior will expect you to know what aspects of marketing, what are the areas that we have to cover in a research brief, what all pre-work that we need to do in developing a proper research brief. So that is a focus today. It is the content that we have today is a bit heavy. I will try my best to be simple as much as possible. However, if you have any clarification questions, please put into chat box and I'll pick it up and I'll clarify all that at the end of the session or before I start the next session, right? So it's about the research brief. Doctor, can you see me now?
No, madam.
It's okay, you have seen my face. So voice is enough. Right? Okay. Now research brief. What is this research brief we are talking about, right? It is precisely a brief of the research that we want to get done. When I say we, companies, brand managers, marketing managers, when they have a research need, the documentation of that research, what is the research that they want, in what context they thought this research was required for the company, and what are the specification, scope. For an example, is there any particular area that we need to do research? Is there any particular target group, like target audience that we need to focus for the research? At the end of the research, what are the research objectives that we are planning to achieve? And by achieving research objectives, what are the business objectives that we are planning to accomplish? All these things are discussed in day-to-day basis, and in day-to-day basis conversation, suddenly marketing team realize certain things are not sure or not, there's no data to confirm. We know the facts and figures, but there's no new data to confirm of the facts we are talking about. For example, if we are trying to acquire a new market segment, we know to a certain extent that market segment is available for us to attract if we go with good strategies. However, a research is needed to confirm that, the reality or truth that we know, a confirmation is required. Whereas in our conversation, we are talking about, business strategy or business opportunity in the market. We don't know anything about that scenario or the opportunity, so we would need a research. So then and there, in our conversation, marketing team will come up with research requirements. So when these research requirements come, this marketing team will need to document this research needs, either to do it internally or else outsource to a professional agency and get it done. That is an internal decision companies would do. Even to do it internally or to do it through an outside party, this research, as per what we discussed, we need to document. This document is named as research brief. Most of the commercial sector companies call this a research brief, but this is also called with the name of RFP, request for proposal. Some companies call it RFP. Some companies call it RFQ, that is request for quotation. They are going to articulate and talk about the research that they want, but when they are outsourcing, they want to get a quotation, budget, price for that research, so they call it RFQ. Like that, there are different names. Mostly the commercial sector uses this name, which is the research brief, but you will come across the names of RFP and RFQ and all these names, right? So what the answer to what is research brief is, it is nothing but a documentation or document that we put and articulate, explain about our research requirement that we come up in our conversation within the company. When you join, you sit with your seniors and you discuss about your brand, product and all that. In that process, if my two questions are coming, can I confirm this? I don't know the reality, I want to know, then it is a research, right? So the second one is why this documentation is important. It's very important that we, it is the same team. We have discussed the research requirement. We can always brief somebody else what is the research is. Why we need to document it as a research brief? Researchers, when we do research, we go for a sample. We don't go for the entire universe. We have a specific budget. We have limited resources and all that. If we don't document along the way, research need that we initially discussed would change when it is passing to people. Therefore, it is important that we document the research brief to ensure that initially required need from this research is accomplished at the end of the research without making any changes in the middle by any people or anyone, right? We'll discuss how we are going to go about research brief. Then you will better understand why a research brief is important. This is very important that you know why a research brief document is important, because you are going to write a research brief for your boss and you are going to be responsible for the research brief at the end of the day. So it's really very important that we get the message right. We write the research brief, get approval from your boss. Okay, everything is perfect. Now, based on this research brief, we are going to either do it internally or else outsource to research agents. In the commercial sector, private sector, there are different kinds of companies. There are certain kinds of companies, they have internal research units, big research units. There are certain companies, there is a person who is responsible for research, but that person's responsibility is not to conduct any research, but to ensure all internal research requirements and briefs are outsourced to a professional organization and get it done. This person's designation have been evolved over a period of time. If you are also interested, you can also be in that, working in that department, which is mostly attached to marketing department. We call it CMI. Designation is CMI. Customer Marketing Insight Person, a consumer marketing insight person. Insight is the designation. Or that person is called marketing strategy manager, like that. So there are designations created because research is very vital aspect of organization. So sometimes some of you will end up in being, CMI or research managers within organization. I will tell you why it is always most of big multinational companies prefer to outsource, not just multinational companies, any big local companies as well, prefer to outsource research. When the research is conducted conducted by internal people do know too much about the organization barriers, budget barriers, internal processes, and etc. When they are coming up with research and when they execute a research, they will be having a baggage. Okay, we have to fine tune this research to fit into the internal barriers and triggers, I mean, positives and negatives. So as a result, we will not get the ideal result. Ideal as in reality will not be coming from the research, because based on internal, challenges and all that, we fine tune the research, and as a result, any fine tune will have a final outcome to the final result of the output of the research. Therefore, ideal research is always research should be given to a person who's expert in research to be done to get the right result. It is like this. Marketeer has a problem. Researcher is there. He or she is the doctor. He or she knows the best medicine for this problem, and he or she knows the best method to get that medicine also. That's how it works. But needless to say, there are so many companies who are having internal CMI units, consumer marketing insight units, and they have their own teams who are doing research, right? And budget, when it comes to investment, it is more feasible. However, there are pros and cons of having internal research as well as outsourcing to other parties, right? So it's very important as, students who are going into the marketing side, know what is the research brief and the significance of the research brief. Any questions on that? Yeah, so I'll move on. So what are the aspects?
Madam?
Yes.
Madam, I have a question.
Yeah, tell me, Ruchika.
What do you mean by initially required need in research brief? Is it about the objective of the research? Initially required need in research brief?
Initially required, are you reading a line on this?
No, ma'am. When you explain about it, you said initially required need. Is it about the objective of the research?
Not just the objective. Now, in the first meeting, we'll take an example, okay? In the first meeting, marketing team is discussing launching a new product to the market. Okay. Now, when we are launching a new product to the market, there will be so many objectives from a research that the marketing person would expect. One can be, now this new product cannot be launching to the entire market before testing with the consumers. So one person will say, I want to test the acceptability of the product. Other person in the meeting will tell, I want to test the price of the product also. Other person will tell, I want to test the packaging of the product. There are so many requirements. As I told you, because resource is limited, finally, team will prioritize which one we need to get it out from a research, right? So for an example, we'll say we decided to test the acceptability from a research, right? That is the initially decided objective. That cannot be changed over a period of time. In the middle, somebody can't come into the middle and say, I want to test the price as well again. Another one is, initial meeting will say, no, I want to test this test the product from the entire country. Marketing manager say, no, we'll test it from Western province, because Western province is known as the trend-setting market. Then we decide initially, okay, not for the entire country, it is for the Western province. First, we are going to launch in Western province, so we are going to test it like that. Everything what we discuss, scope, where we are going to do, objectives, what is the budget that we are going to place behind it, how soon the result is required, all these initial decided points should be there, should be documented. Otherwise, what will happen is, scopes creeping will happen. I'm using a word, scopes creeping. What will happen? If we don't document what we decided at the initial meeting, somebody will come and script with another objective. Somebody will come say, no, go and do the test in Gampaha as well. Okay, Western Province as well, like that. Okay, so that is what I meant by initially decided and discussed. Clear? Ruchika, clear?
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Thank you, madam.
Very nice. Okay, right. Okay, moving on. When you are writing a research brief, you should know these components. These components are very important. Definitely in that document, these areas should be covered. That is what I mean by key components. You can add more, but these components are must, right? First area is the background. What happened is when we are writing a background, because we don't know how to write a good brief, we go to the company website and copy paste all the details about the company as the background. That is not the background in a research brief. Background in the research brief meaning background to the research, simply answering why we had to come up with this requirement, doing a research, why we are at the end of the day investing this money. We have to articulate about the opportunity that we are going to carving out by doing this research. There you can briefly mention about the company background to the reader to know what kind of a company and what kind of a category that we are talking about. Category meaning the product. For an example, tea leaves is a category, right? Milk powder is a category, right? Like that. What is the category that the company is playing? What is the company size in the market? What are the product portfolio? I spoke about the portfolio word last time. These things should be explained in a nutshell, but definitely not a copy paste from the website, because anyone can go to the website and copy paste the background. That is not very important. In most of the briefs, we see vision of the company, purpose of the company, and all this is articulated for a page. And actually, it is not it is not a nature of very good brief, because anyone who wants to add value and read vision and mission, that person can go to the website and read it, right? Background here should be about including the details of the users of the research. Who's going to use the research in the company? Is it the R&D team, research and development team? Is it the marketing team? Is it the sales team? Is it the CEO? Who is the user of this research? For what the research will be used, which is very, very important. Information that we are going to place in this background cannot be estimation. It has to be accurate, it has to be relevant, and it has to be precisely, very simply put across here, because you need to think that research brief can be read by anyone who's outside, or probably today we are here, but tomorrow we'll be end up in joining another company, and new person who's replacing me should be able to read and understand the research brief, not about the company. So it's the background to the research, right? The second thing is the business objective. This is the entire lesson of itself, but I'll briefly explain you. I have, in my 16 plus years experience, maximum 3 to 4 research brief I have seen business objective has been articulated, right? Most of us get confused between business objective and research objective, right? In most cases, we see the research objective being articulated, but the business objective is not articulated, which is the most important part. Who is going to do the research should understand the business objective behind it. Without having an understanding of the business objective, if we are doing a research, to focusing on the research objectives, we are not driving any business advantages through the research to the particular company. That is very, very important to remember, right? I'll give you an example to articulate what is the difference between the company objective and research objective. A company is interested to reduce sugar level of a particular product that they have due to health concerns that is seen in the market. People are very health conscious. This particular company thinks my product does have more sugar levels. So I prefer to reduce the sugar level and remanufacture and do a change to the existing product. So that is what the business objective, reduce the sugar level to make it more appeal to the market. That is the business objective. This can be driving towards different types of research. It can be driving towards to test the product among health conscious people, or test this new product, develop product among existing customers, like that. Research, one of the research objectives, there will be many research objectives. One of the research objectives could be test the acceptability of the new developed product among the defined target group. And another objective could be to assess any impact to the revenue. Now I am enjoying this much of revenue. We'll say, 100 million revenue is there from this product, but I'm going to change the sugar level. I'm going to reduce the sugar level. Will I enjoy the same revenue? Whether there will be any impact to the revenue if I change it and launch it, right? So either of these can be selected as research objective, or else both can be selected as research objective, but the research objective and business objective are completely two different things, right? So both of these things, these are important to articulate in the research brief. And business objective is different. What business is planning to do at the end of the day, before they do the business change or that business idea, anything that we need to check from the market, that will be accomplished by the research. So those are called research objectives. Makes sense? Understood? Because it's very important that all of us understand the difference between the business objective and the research objectives. Sheer fact is, I don't see many people understand this difference. Any questions over there? Right. Okay, moving on. Next one is, it is logical next component in the research brief is the research objective. Now we spoke about the research objective and business objective. Once the business objective is explained very clearly, which is business objective relevant to the research, not the bigger business objective or vision and mission we are talking about over here, right? Now research objectives, also we can't have just simple one-line research objectives. For the person who's going to execute or who's going to suggest a research design for this particular research should know all the research objectives the marketing team or the user of the research is trying to achieve from this research. So under the research objectives, we need to explain each and every research objective. I have highlighted few words. When we are writing research objectives, this is different from research question. I will talk about research question on another day. When we are writing research objective, we need to use these words to start with. Assess, measure, understand, explore, identify. That is how we write a research objective. It doesn't end with a question mark. It is not what is the level of acceptability of the new product. That is not a research objective, that is a research question. So the research objective is to assess the acceptability of the new product, or understand the customer segment who accept the product and who reject the product in the market, or else understand reasons behind acceptability or rejection of the new less sugar product. Like that, we have to explain key objectives the user of the research at the end of the day wants to hear from us or wants to achieve from this research. Some companies, they do support these research objectives with lot of information area in their brief, which is good, but good information. It is helpful for the reader, but reader will be free and independent when they are giving the research design, when you very clearly explain your research objectives and stop at that. Next most important thing is the target group. Now, as I explained earlier, initially we decided as target group that we want to do this research. We need to detail out the target group definition over here. When I say target group definition, it is not just the profile details. It is not the gender, male, those things are also important. Geography, it is Western province, both male, female, all age groups, including blah, blah, blah. But along with that, it's very important that business target group also explain. When I say business target group, who are these category users that we are talking about? For example, a product, we have reduced the sugar level. Now we want to definitely cover the A product users, because retention is very important. By changing this product, if my A product existing current user base is going to reduce, if they are not going to accept the product, that is a big impact for the business. So we need to articulate among whom that we are trying to understand. Is it very important that we do the research among A product users, or else is it not very important that we focus? It is just to see what the acceptability is, so the general target group can be used. Like that, everything should be explained over here. Don't stop at the profile, because as I told you, every word that we write in the brief should be relevant to the research. Should be relevant to the research. When I say relevant, if we put just a demographic profile over here, those are generic information. But more specific information, relevant information is the target group is A brand users, or else B, if the B is the competitor in the market, A brand users as well as B brand users in the Western province should be covered in the research like that. Okay, I hope you understand. If not, please ask any question if you was not clear. I'm going a bit faster today to catch the time, right? Okay. The next area that we have to cover in the research is the research approach suggestion. Now you are in the company side, you are not, I won't say you are not a researcher. I would say you would be representing the company side and brand side. There are marketing research experts outside. When you brief the problem, research experts independently carving out the design is the ideal way of doing research. However, 100%, I would say 90% of the brief that we see, company also suggests the research approach. Should it be qualitative? Should it be quantitative? Qualitative, what is it one-to-one discussions? Is it focus group discussions? These terms we will talk about in the future. They will also suggest. So they can suggest. Some companies confirm that they want to do quantitative, qualitative in a way that will limit the innovation that researcher can bring to the table. However, if the company side brand team has a suggestion that this should be done in qualitative manner, this should be done in quantitative manner. It is good information because that will sense or give an indication to the reader of the document what is the depth in which the company wants to go into this research. If they very firmly say this should be a qualitative research, then the reader, professional person would know, okay, they don't want to get numbers, but they want to explore the acceptability, triggers and barriers, etc. So that will give an indication, but always researchers do ask thousands of questions from the marketing and confirm all these things before they go into the proposal. Okay, next stage is the research proposal. So the next one is the deliverables. Always it should be very clear which level the professional service is required. Is it to conduct the, do everything from the material preparation to delivering the report and come up with recommendation, or else is it to write a long, comprehensive report and bind it and give it to them, or else is it just the data that they need? So we don't, professionals are not required to write a report, they need data. So marketing will go through the data and generate insights from that. So then this will indicate, from the deliverable, it will indicate kind of efforts that a professional should place in. So this is very important for the professional to decide on the budget or the timelines that should be allocated for the research. Role and responsibilities of the company and research agency. Because this is a product test, company should provide the products which are consumable, which can be placed, and research and R&D, research and development team approved products to the professional research agency to test. So by when they are going to give, how they are going to give, will they give it with freezers, will they give it without freezers, so the agency have to find the freezer. All these roles and responsibilities from both sides. From the agency side, we need to create the material research questionnaire, we need to translate it, we need to back translate it. All these things have to be articulated as much as possible. In most of the research, what we get is the role and responsibility of agencies explained, but very rarely the role and responsibility of the company is explained. But that is very important because this is not a test trial. This is a very important aspect to the company. So the company should be very serious about explaining these aspects in the brief. So timelines, expected timelines from your end. If the CEO wants to launch his product next month, you need to very clearly tell upfront, we want to launch this product for our anniversary, so we need to come, you need to give us the results by this date. This will give an indication to the researcher any innovative ways and precise methods or practical methods that they have to use to meet timelines. So expected timeline is important. And budget is very, very important part. However, in my entire life, not more than 3 to 4 briefs had mentioned about the budget that they are willing to invest for this research or planning to invest. While this is giving a very good indication of the depth and the scope of the research to the research professional, this is very rarely shared with the research agencies. However, if you can at least give an indication, that would be very important as a brand manager, as a person who's in the marketing team, because your ultimate objective is to do a good job, good research. So this is very important, right? So that's one comment. Right. Buddhira, I will explain the business objective and research objective very clearly, simply in a while. Give me a second. Yeah. So the final two aspects is contact person, who the agency should contact with regard to this research. We should be articulating, and approval is very important. Finally, once you have written the research brief, ensure that you take your superior through the research brief and take her or his approval, so everything is in line. Otherwise it will happen, it will be like, this is not what what we required, so all our resources will be a waste. So this is very important that we take the approval before we share with anyone else, right? So that is that. Before I share, we will just show some of the brief documents that I have got just for you to see. Any question before I again explain the difference between the business objective and research objective? Right. I'll explain the business objective and research objective once again, and then share some of the briefs and show some of the briefs with you. Just for all of you to see briefs, not to follow all that, because this is, you can take this as the ideal format of a research brief when you are writing a research brief once you have come to the market, right? Now the business objective. Anyone who followed or got some idea about business objective and research objective want to take a guess on the difference as a support to me? Okay, I'll give you an example. Now, this example itself. Now, a company is interested to reduce the sugar level of a particular product, right? Now, professional researchers cannot do that. That can be done only by the business. So that is not the research objective. That is the objective of the business. They have identified that the market is evolving into a level that most of people are expecting healthy products. So my product is perceived and considered as a product with high sugar level. Hence, the business believe that I will lose my edge into the future if I don't make any correction to my sugar level of the company. That is the business conversation that we have when we are talking about. Then they take a decision to reduce the sugar level of that product. Okay? They have taken a decide, okay, R&D team, research and development team, who manufacture, who do the manufacturing in the factory, that is the R&D team. They discuss with them to reduce the sugar level at different levels and launch it. But which level we should be launching, which will be which will be healthy, at the same time we should be acceptable by my customers, right? So the factory can manufacture different options, different products at different sugar levels. That is all what the factory can do. Factory cannot say which one would be more acceptable. So the business objective is to select one and launch one product. That is the business objective. That is what company can do. But company cannot do, company can do the research, but the research should come and should be executed and among the consumer to test these options and suggest the company, this is the option that you can launch. This is the acceptable product from the market. So we commission a project to a research company to test the product, new product, less sugar version, with an objective of identify the acceptability of the new product by the consumer. So then objectives are going to two levels, right? One is my business objective, I want to launch a product. Other one is I want to test the product. So these are the two business objective and research objective different. We'll take another example. I have a advertisement, right? I have an advertisement about our, okay, we'll say COVID-19 message. We have created an advertisement to send a message to people about COVID-19, how the company has changed, like that. So there's an advertisement. So launching an advertisement to send this COVID-19 message is the business objective, right? To what extent this objective will be achieved and effective in the market if I launch this is the research objective. So what happens is, before we launch the advertisement, we give this advertisement to a research company to test the effectiveness of whether the customers are getting the message that we are trying to communicate from this research. So the launching a campaign is a business objective, testing the campaign is a research objective. That is how it clearly put into the two sides. There's no one side. There's no objectives that can be qualified as business objective as well as market research objective. It's always two different things, right? Is it clear now?
Yes, madam. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Read a lot about, because as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of materials that we have nowadays. If you Google it, you will get it. Read it as on these 2 points, because it's very, very important for all of you. Right? As I started talking about, it's heavy content, but I wanted to make it simple as much as possible. Although it is heavy content, it's very important all of you understand what is a brief, because you will be end up in writing a brief in your, as part of your team. Right? Anything else? Any questions? So I will now share some of the just for your can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Nothing in the screen, ma'am.
No, madam.
You can see, right? Right. This
No,
is
no,
a,
nothing.
you
sharing.
cannot?
No, nothing is sharing.
Your screen is sharing is post. Share screen. Yes. Now?
Yes, ma'am. Can.
Yeah. Right? Don't read. Don't bother yourself to read a lot. So this is.
But you didn't open, ma'am, it. There are files, but we cannot see.
How is now?
No, not yet open.
How about now? No.
No, madam.
Doctor, can you see me now?
Yes, I can, ma'am.
Right. 1 second. It's you.
First, open the document.
Now?
No, ma'am. First, open the document, then you can share it.
I know. 1 second. 1 second. Right. Okay.
Ah, yes.
Can share, no?
Yes. No. Can.
Okay. This is one of the brief just for you to see. Although I explain very simply what the brief is, the briefs are complicated like this as well, right? No format, no structure to it. Context is given, broad research deliverables, right? Possible information areas, all these things. Like the entire questionnaire is written for that matter here. Target consumer, like this. You know, it can be complicated like this also if we write a research brief without actually, you know, knowing how to write a precise research brief. Another one. Can see, right?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So this XX and YYs are company names that I have asked. So this is another way that we receive research brief. So it is about, you know, assessing corporate brand image, and the company name is given, date is given, background is given. Sometimes, you know, backgrounds, as I told you, background should be relevant. You know, aspects should be covered under background relevant to the research. So here we don't see the business objective. Sometimes what happens is, as part of the background, you know, individuals try to cover the business objectives. No, business objectives should be highlighted separately and articulated with enough clarity. And key objective of the study, and secondary objectives also articulated, and the target group definition in detail, and then geography, which geography areas, Western province, Southern, Central, Northwestern, like that, and the client preference for qualitative or quantitative research approach suggestions that I explained, and expected date for the research, time allocation, and any other comments that they think should be important, and other information. So any other comments that why this kind of chapter is popping up in a brief? Because if we go by the flow that we discussed, we will not be having a different section about any other comments. So it's important that we know that, right? One more brief, precise one. Yeah. So another brief. So this is for a usage and attitude study, UNA, usage and attitude study. We'll talk about that also if time permits in another day. So what is the category, and no background to this, where the research requirement was created, no background, and marketing background is there. And I will read this out a bit. It's a lot of jargons, you will not understand most of things, but the previous usage and attitude research was conducted in 2011, and what they have, you know, identified from that usage and attitude study. Therefore, it is proposed to conduct a usage and attitude study for the above listed categories to better understand the current consumer habits. Now, 2011 they have done. 2015 they want to repeat the same usage and attitude study. It is coming under the marketing objective, right? So someone can say this is right also, because marketing team won't have a specific objective when they want to do a usage and attitude study. Usage and attitude study is to understand the reality checks Now, certain things we know, we want to confirm, certain things we don't know, we want to know. So those are the two objectives. Whereas, in the market, obviously the usage and attitude of people are changing. So these type of research, once in a while, annually they do it and use it as a Bible. So therefore, entire objective is to doing a usage and attitude study is the marketing objective over here. They can't pinpoint and say this is my business objective. However, here business objective is that they want to come up with strategies for the new market. That's why they want to take a check on the usage and attitude changes. And then again, further marketing objectives are explained here. Marketing objective is to understand consumer attitude and perception. That is not a marketing objective. Now, this is a research objective, right? Now, the research objectives, there's another set to ascertain the following perception, governing consumption changes, usage habits of milk powder. This is the same list broken into two. All these things are research objectives, right? You understand the misconception in the market when they don't know the marketing or business objective versus the research objective, right? So learn how to write a nice research brief, and we will write one if if time permits, once we have started the research proposal writing stage. That is that. So yeah, we have come to the end of the session, Doctor, with those examples. And next session, we are planning to talk about research proposal. Although I have a lot that I have to talk about under research brief, I have to concise it and cover it within this 1 hour. Can't be dragging because I have a lot of things to share within the next 5 days. Yeah. Doctor, we can wind up?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Yeah. Any questions? We can give the opportunity to people if you have any questions. I think Arundika had asked a question, which means it's always interconnected. Of course, it is always interconnected and relevant to the research. It's always interconnected. Business objective and research objectives are always interconnected, but two different things. One objective is the ultimate objective of the company. Other objective is to what is the supportive insights that they are trying to get from the research, and hence the objective that the research should accomplish, right? But it's at the end of the day, it is already always interconnected and relevant to the research that we are talking about. Can give 5 minutes more, probably.
Students, are there any questions?
No, madam, up to now it's okay.
Would always take the lead and cover all of others up.
Madam, but I need 1 second. Just simply, I want to ask, regarding business objective and research objective, there is some simple confusion. I want to simply know that is business objective is just what the business want to do. Am I right?
Yes.
Simply it's the meaning what the business wanted to do.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam. There is some little bit confusion regarding our batch. Thank you, madam.
Yes, yes.
Madam, but it is not general, right?
It is not general like vision and mission. It is very specific business objective. Very specific.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Hope that everything is clear. Are there any more to ask? Are there any questions?
No, madam.
Okay, thank you so much. Dear madam, then thank you so much for sharing your valuable knowledge and experience with us today as well. It is very important and indeed a value addition to the knowledge of all the participants. And especially I take this opportunity to thank the chairman and the staff of Survey Research Lanka for their years of hard work in helping us to educate our students. Your contribution is immeasurable. I'm very much grateful on behalf of the university because Survey Research Lanka never denied our request, even though they have a very tight schedule. So I must thankful to them. So I take this opportunity to thank all the participants as well. We will meet again next Saturday at the same time from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. With our third series of marketing research talks. So thank you so much and good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, madam. Good
Thank
night,
you
madam.
so much.
Thank you,
Good
madam.
night.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.